Liverpool with the help of his friend Stuart Sutcliffe. They've just been restored after nearly 40 years of neglect. Katrina Lewis reports.
The Jacaranda opened back in 1957, and as art students, John Lennon and his friends regularly visited its cellar club. It's the place the Beatles first got together and played. In between rehearsals, John Lennon and his friend Stuart Sutcliffe decorated the walls with murals. But the Beatles moved on, and the cellar was left to rot.
When I first bought the building, it was a total derelict state. The taps had been left on by the squatters that were in there. It was a pond in the cellar, and it used to creep up the walls into the murals.
Two years on, and the Jacaranda is ready to open, and the cellar murals have been completely restored by a local artist.
Well, the major problem was that it was completely covered in a dry rot fungus. But the good thing about that was it actually held the whole picture together. And if you touched it, it would actually fall apart. So the first stage was to actually trace the whole mural. And then, once you had the tracing, just let it fall off.
And tonight, the Jacaranda is again going to be throbbing to the beat of former Beatle Pete Best. Katrina Lewis, North West Tonight, Liverpool.
Like that hat, no wonder you wear a
Placed by Ringo Starr. But now he's back with a new band, but a familiar sound.
Shake my nerves and you rattle my brain. Too much love drives a man insane.
Pete Best has perhaps suffered more than most from the fickle, often cruel nature of the British pop industry. He met John, Paul and George at his mum's Liverpool club, the Casbah, in 1958. He became a Beatle in 1960 and played with them until 1962. But he was sacked by Brian Epstein only 6 weeks before legendary success in the release of Love, Love Me Do. He still finds it difficult to understand why.
No, there was a lot of conjectures. At the time, they turned around and said it wasn't a good enough drummer, which, as far as I'm concerned, and a lot of people in Liverpool, just doesn't hold up water. Other people turned around afterwards and said it may have been because of your hairstyle, because you were becoming too popular.
You were known as the good-looking member, weren't you, and all the girls after you?
Well, everyone had their own fan club, okay, whether I got a few more screams than people on the night, that was the show business role we were playing.
And John was the one you liked the best, wasn't he?
I was very close to John. Even in Hamburg, we spent a lot of time together. And in fact, I could most probably turn around and say that he spent more time at my house than what he did at his own.
What did you like that was in John?
There were two sides to John. That was the funny thing. There was the rough, abrasive side, which you saw in public. But off stage and away from the public eye, when you talked to him, you know, over a beer or when you'd sit and listening to records or something like that, there was a very tender and loving side. And I think it was a combination of both.
Since the split, he released a solo single in the early 60s, then became a civil servant. But just to prove that old rockers never truly retire, he's back with a new album due for release in January.
Best band.